Hello. It's Kate Bolt, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, live here in the UK for another Coffee and Cards Live. Hello, good. A little better. There's always a little bit of a hiccupy moment going live. Always. You can never be smooth. But there we go. Oh, and there's quite a bit of glare on that photo. Let's just move that one. So hello. Welcome. If you're joining me live, do say hello. I'll wait a few minutes, see if anybody joins on with me. Let's just zoom in a little bit. There we go. I think we're good. I'm going to just move my tripod a little bit. So I've got a different setup today. I moved craft room around completely at the weekend. Everything's in a different position to the window, the table, the setup. Completely cleared it out and moved everything around. It's like a breath of fresh air, which is fantastic. However, I have not tried doing a recording this way, and I was a little bit worried about the shadow, but we'll see. I've got much better lighting. I haven't moved my orientation around for such years. And since then, I've had all new lighting put in. So hopefully, even there's a little bit of shadow, we can see. All right, do let me know. Say hello. I would love to say hello to you. I'm just checking I'm live on my laptop. I've got this cute photo of our son. And I worked out, there's a timestamp on it, which is really handy. I'll tell you about that timestamp in a moment. And I worked out he's about 1 year and 4 months old. So he's about 16 months old in this photograph. He's now 16 years old. So there you go. There's a slight difference. Yes, let's have a look. Checking I'm live. Yes, I'm live in the right place. So if you are there, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from and how you are doing. So I brought this lovely photograph out today. And today I'm not going to make a card. I thought I would jump on and do a little bit of scrapbooking. I'm going to make a scrapbook page using some of our beautiful designer series papers and this lovely, really rather old photo. I've been looking through all my old photos lately and I've got a lot there that I'd like to put into my album. So this one goes with these two. These were the friends that we were with. We were out one lovely summer. It was middle of, what did I say? July, the end of July, one summer, and we'd gone to a pick your own strawberry picking farm when all of our children were really small. And we had such a fun day. And you know what, it's those memories, isn't it, that we've got. And the photos bring it all back, don't they? And some of these people were obviously, we are in contact with these people and they're all grown up adults. It's so fun to look back. Anyway, so I thought because we've got some strawberries on this one, and I am only going to use one, I think. I went with these gorgeous papers that we've currently got, free with Saleabration, and they're very aptly called the Sunny Days Designer Series papers. And the reason why I was drawn to pull those out of my stash is because I remembered they have a whole load of strawberries on. They have the most gorgeous colours, which is what I wanted. They've got the reds. One of my favourite colour combinations at the moment is Poppy Parade and Coastal Cabana. And this is full of these beautiful colours. So I thought that would be great to pull out. We can use these. These are free currently with a £45 spend in my online shop. Absolutely beautiful papers. I thought we'd pull those out and use them because they're going to go. I'm probably only going to use a little bit of that strawberry paper. It just reminded me. That's one of them too. And I may add in, because this is also a favourite colour combo at the moment, pink and red. And these are also free. I believe these are free with Saleabration too. They're kind of a Valentine's theme, but you don't have to use them for Valentine's, as you can see. So if I can move them around, we've got all these foils. These are speciality papers, 12 by 12 as well. And they're called the Most Adored Designer Series papers. And they're also free with Saleabration. So I might pull in some of those. Now, you may notice I normally make cards on my lives. Hence, it's called Coffee and Cards. And sometimes on my other pre-recorded videos or on my lives, I'll do a scrapbook page or a mini album. I don't do it very often because I take quite a long time to make a scrapbook page, and it's not really a thing I plan. It evolves as I do it. Whereas a card, I can plan it, I can make it, I can have a sample ready, so you're not watching for hours. However, I thought I'd just go with the flow today and see how we get on. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. But let's hopefully by the end of the hour, we've got a page done, or at least resembling a finished article. So, okay, I'm going to move these bits out of the way. And I had an idea of how I was going to start. And so I kind of got my 12 by 12 out. Let's just, I can't make that any smaller, I don't think. I can make it bigger, but not smaller. Right, okay. So this here on my grid paper is a 12 by 12 sheet of basic white cardstock. Hello, Shaz. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're well. We stock packs of the white, we stock packs of the black, and of all the colour families, we stock packs of 12 by 12 in the colour families as well, which is super useful for scrapbooking and lots of reasons. So I've got a sheet of the white, and I picked out one of our masks. Now, this was a retired mask. I've got all mine hanging around here. Let me grab them. Oh. I thought I did. I have a little bag with all my masks in. Oh, here we go. Now, when Stampin' Up bring out new masks, I buy the ones that I like. And over the years, I've managed to get quite a collection. So some of mine have retired, some of them are current. But I couldn't find the current pack that I wanted. So I'm going with this one, which is retired. But you know what? Any kind of pattern that you can make with a mask is perfect. Oh, Shaz. You've still got that horrid chest infection. Oh, keep looking after yourself, my lovely. Hello, Linny. Oh, it's been so long. We need to get together, don't we, my love? I hope you're really well. I miss you lots. I hope you're fine. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to have a bit of fun with the scrapbook page, so I might be here a while. Okay, so I am going to come in with one of the colours in the papers, and I'm just going to do a random pattern onto my basic white. Give it a little bit of texture on it. So I'm bringing in the Coastal Cabana colour, my ink pad. One of our fabulous blending brushes. I'm going to pick up some of that colour like that. And I'm going to add a little bit on here. Am I already at 7 minutes? How is that? I haven't done anything yet. I am going to just take a little bit off so it's not too smudgy. I hold my mask in place. If you really want to, you could add a bit of masking tape, a bit of washi tape, I mean. Right, so, and then I'm just going to go over, and I want some parts to have more colour than others, because I want it to be kind of not too contrived. You are joining me on your lunch. I am very honoured. Thank you so much. We are way overdue. We must get together. Ladies who do coffee, because the lovely Linny lives not too far away from me, and she was one of my Stampin' sisters in Stampin' Up. So we go way back. It's such a lovely community. So I am going to go over. So as you can see, some of the stencil will get more ink than others. And just keep going until you've got what you want. So as you can see, it's kind of like fades and then comes out again, and that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm trying for. Let me move my trimmer. Right, okay, and I'm going to come down and do some more. So I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but it is a thoroughly miserable day here. It's a proper grey day. It was pouring with rain earlier and blowing an absolute hoolie. So I haven't even been out on my walk because it was so horrible, which is not like me. So I do, but yeah, the weather's rubbish. So tell me what it's doing with you. I hope it's nicer. Oh, your granddaughter is coming. So she's going to cheer you up, Shaz. That is lovely. That is so nice. Lily, I had my sister over on the weekend, and my niece and my daughter, and we all did some scrapbooking together. How nice was that? They were in my craft room, and Helen, that's my sister, she looked up and she said, "Oh, who crocheted you that bear? That beautiful bear?" I said, "That's my lovely friend Linny." So I was telling her all about that. And my lovely bear is still up there on my shelf looking at me as I work in here. Yes. Right. A little bit more ink and pop it on. Now I'm going to cover up a lot of this. So, but that's fine. At least some of what I want will be on show. We don't worry too much. I'm trying to match up where I've already been so that it doesn't overlap. And because it's white, it really makes a contrast. There you go. So how nice is that? Do a little bit up here, otherwise that's going to be very naked. So create a background. So do I have any scrapbookers watching? I would love to know. Do you scrapbook? And if so, what kind of size pages do you like to make? Because we've got access to everything these days. When I started off scrapbooking all those years ago, it was 12 by 12 or 8 by 8. I remember. And I know everyone does all sorts of things. So there's junk journaling and there's bullet journaling and there's like little travelers notebooks people do, any old remade books from actual books. There's all sorts of things going on now. You can do anything you like. And there's much more availability to do what you like. So it'd be interesting to know, people are watching, what do you do? What do you like doing? Or do you do a mixture? I like mini books and I like scrapbook pages that are 12 by 12 generally. That's just me. I think it's because it's where I started off. Now, so what I've done is I have drawn, it's a very loose term, drawn, because I can't draw, a little sketch of what I'd like. So this is, I don't know if you can kind of get, it's not really a sketch, is it? I put my photo here. I may matte my piece of white card with another colour. I haven't decided yet, but that's in case that's there. Here's my photo, and I've got some different I just put some sections of pattern papers in, and then I thought I'll go underneath my photo with a line, and I might use some linen thread and a scalloped kind of bordered die on some pattern papers there to make a little kind of a shelf. And then my title's going to go in between, another piece of pattern paper here, possibly. And then I'm going to either use my circle dies or my circle punches to punch out some coordinating pieces of pattern paper. So that was my idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll give it a go. I feel like my tripod should be up higher. So let's give that a go. Oh, it's very tight. Let's give it a go. How's that? Can you see more? I mean, I know you can see the base of my tripod and my table, but at least you can see the actual layout. I think that's important. Right. You're going to watch it back later, Shaz. Thanks for joining me, my love. Get better soon and have fun with your granddaughter. Lily said you've not had any rain, just grey and windy. Yeah, the weather is weird with us not being far apart, but it was quite early when it was raining, like 7 o'clock this morning, I would have said. Yeah, just miserable looking. Now, let me know, because we're having internet issues here today. And if I lose you, I'm afraid there is not a huge amount I can do about it, and hope it will come back. And if I have to abandon it, I will come back into my social media with the layout, so you can see into my Instagram and my Facebook and things like that when it all comes back up. So let me know, because I'm getting a circle of doom on my laptop and it's not telling me what's happening. Anyway, I'm going to carry on and hope for the best, because I don't know. I honestly don't know. All right, so I'm going to pick out some pattern papers. I've got this one from the Sunny Days, which is really pretty. It also has this nice, so we've got 3 basic colours in this patterns. We've got the Coastal Cabana, we've got the, is it Coastal Cabana in Sweet? Yeah. We've got the red, I don't know if it's real red or Poppy Parade, I think it's Poppy, and then we've got Petal Pink. So we're going to go with those, which are in the papers. I'm going to bring in, oh, it's still live view. Oh, thanks, Lenny, because it's really hard. I could only see the swirling circle of doom, which is still there. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to bring in this piece of Coastal Cabana. I'm going to bring in my photograph and I'm going to pop it on. And I think I do a lot of scrapbooking by eye. So I don't tend to measure everything. I think that looks about as big as I'd like it to be. Let's cut it there. So I want a section of this is 2/3 of a sheet. It looks like I've cut off a 10cm strip for card making. So I am now working in inches because I like inches for my scrapbooking. It makes it very simple because the pages are 12 by 12 inches. So I want a piece that will come out the side of my photograph. It won't be too massively massive. I want a little bit showing at the top. I want quite a bit showing at the bottom. And I want an even edge either side. So if we are measuring something, let's put it at 5. Maybe a bit 5 1/4. Because, yeah, I think that'll be a bit better. Have a wider bit. So that's that. That's going to be the mat for my photograph. Okay, and that's going to go on here like that. Right, now I want a piece to go behind it, and I also want a piece to go down the side. So I want a piece to go down the side that's nearly the full length of my scrapbook page, and that needs to be quite colourful. So let's have a look. Right, okay. I've still got a swirling scroll of doom, so I could bring in the pink. But I think that's a bit pink there. I could bring in that red. I've got the strawberries, but I think that's a bit too much. I'm going to bring in that as a little tiny bit. Cherries, I think we don't need. Hello, Brenton. How are you? Thank you for joining me. How lovely. And we've got all these lovely clouds and strawberries and rainbows. I think we'll bring those in. I am going to either use this one, this full-on flowery one. I never use a big bold print, so this would be super brave to go down the side in a strip. And that may work because it's got all the right colours in it. Or I might just pop into this. But this has a different pink into the Most Adores papers. Because I do love the reds. Let's have a look. And it's this one I'm thinking about. Making a strip that goes down there like that. Or what to do. This is why a scrapbook page for me takes quite a long time. So if I use this one, I won't be using this because these pinks are so very different. So I'd have to bring them both into the page to bring it all together, if you know what I mean. So I think I'm going to stick with this one and this pack of paper, even though I absolutely love that paper. And I want it to go behind my photo, and I want about 2 inches by 10 because I want it to go almost the length of my page, which is 12. So let's pull it out. I do like that red one as well, though. I'm quite tempted by that one. Maybe we're bringing that one instead. See, this is my problem because it's only going to be a piece. Right, well, I'm going to cut a piece of this one and see. I'm going to be really brave because I don't do bold very often. If I'm not answering your comments, it's because my laptop is telling me that I've just got the swirling circle of doom, but I'm not sure if it's updating my comments. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, it does. You like the bold flowers? lifts the photos and colours. I think that too. Thanks, Lily. Hello again, Brenton. And hi, Sam. Thank you for popping in to say hello. That's lovely. Sam's one of my lovely team. She is just so nice. I am going to cut some off this. It needs to be about 10 because I want it to go most of the way down, but not the entire length. So that's that one. So we've got this one. This one's going to go in here. This one's going to go on here. And I'm going to have another piece. And I want something a little bit more neutral to go behind it. There's going to be quite a large piece. So what have I got that's really neutral? I've got these lovely papers that we're using, but I don't really want the rain because it was a beautiful day and there was absolutely no rain at all. Now I could definitely go with that pink because now I've used the bold flowers. They have that pink in them here, which would be great for this. So I need it to be long, bigger. So I need it to be about the same width as this one because it's not going to go all the way, but it needs to be longer. So this one is 10. Did I make it 10? So if I make it a bit shorter than that, how long is this one? We made it 5 and something. So let's have a look. This one was 8 1/4. So I'm going to make this one 9. Let's make it 5 1/2. We can always cut a bit off. By 9. Now the great thing about scrapbooking 12 by 12 is that you use up your pattern papers. And that's a good thing because otherwise we end up with stacks of it that we don't use. And we think it's beautiful and we put it in a drawer, but then it doesn't get used. It's not beautiful in a drawer, is it? Right, so I think what I'm going to do is put that one over there. This is my plan. So I'm not going to see a huge amount of that pink one, which is why I want it to be quite neutral. That one's going to go here. This is my photo here. This is how it's going to work. And I've got another tip for you regarding adhesive in a minute. So that's that. Oh, and I haven't really left room for my title, etc. and my shelf. I was talking about a shelf along the bottom, wasn't I? So we can bring that down. We can bring that as it was. And I have got some dies out now. I've got a few dies out today. These are the basic border dies in the annual current catalogue, and they've got all these. There's 6 different borders. These are great for card making, mini books, scrapbooks, all of those things. I'm just going to decide which one to use. I think I'm going to use this one. They're stitched as well. So I need another piece of paper. So put those there. I'm going to decide on the paper. I wonder if I should use... Red is quite a bit much. The pink we've used. Oh, I know what I was... Oh, no, I was going to use the strawberries in something else. Let's have a look. I don't really want to use this one because it'll just blend in. Cherries aren't going to work, are they? No. I mean, they could. We've got the nice greens. We've got the rainbows. I wonder if the rainbows would work. I've got the yellow. We do actually have, on the strawberry paper, on the back is the yellow. We do have the yellow in the centre of the flowers, so we could bring that in along the bottom. Might be a bit bonkers though with the butterflies, or we could just do strawberries. So I haven't used these dies in forever, so it's going to take me a while to work it out. I think I'm going to cut a piece off the strawberries and try it. Right, let's go. Now, if it's directional, make sure if you're doing a scalloped edge that you do yours. I'm just going to do 1 inch. Make sure you do yours. Oh, that might not be big enough actually, because we've got to take quite a bit of space for this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to make it 2 inches. Might work. Well, I'll try it because I've cut it. We can always try it again. So I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine in. And I'm going to cut down. So the good thing about a border dies is, you know, you can just keep going along and you can make it as long as you like. So you can use it for scrapbook pages just as much as cards. Right, I've popped it on. Let's see how this works. Fingers crossed. Right, this once. I wonder how many I'll have to do for 12 by 12. Okay, so we've got one. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at the stitching in there. And then we're going to bring it back where it stops here. I'm going to bring it back in and do it again. And I think that should almost, if not, take me right to the end. Maybe just a tiny bit more. Pop that in. That's cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, and just a tiny bit left. Oh, how cute is that? How cute is that? I love it. So I think I'll just take that in at the end and go there so that it matches the stitching. Actually, I don't think it really matters. It's so small. Let's just grab the scissors. Skizzles. There we go. So I'll move that piece. We don't need that. So we can either make our border go across like this. Like this. I'll probably go across my photograph. Like that. And I might just cut it off actually, so we don't need it to go all the way. Yeah, I might make it a bit shorter. Or we could use the yellow. Do you know what? I think I like the yellow more. What do you think? What do you think? Right, so we've got most of our layout done. But I'm going to put some twine across the top here when I've put it all together. I'm going to grab some, I've got my circle dies, but I feel like it's going to be a lot easier on a video to grab my punches out. So I'm going to see what I've got. Now, some of these punches are current, some of them are not. But they're just basic plain circle punches. So I know the 2 1/4, 2 inch and 2 3/8 are. Now the largest one I have is going to be the 2 3/8. So I'd like to do that in quite a big bold one and see how big that looks and how that comes out. Let's have a look. I think I was going to do that one in it, but I think it's going to have to be some strawberries, isn't it? Let's try it. We don't have to. We don't have to do it. So, some strawberries out. So that's that. Oh, that's pretty as well, isn't it? So I've got my strawberries. See, if I use my dies, I've got much bigger circle dies, but I think this will work okay. So we've got that one. I'm going to bring it all down slightly, and that's going to come over. And then I'm going to put another one up here, but I want it to be quite small. 1 3/4 inch. That's probably about the right size. What shall we have? We've got... We can use all of the papers. I tell you what I would like to use. This gorgeous paper. It's got this green on it, which is in here. But I like these rainbows. Maybe the rainbows should be here. But then it might just blend in a bit. Let's cut out the rainbows and see what they look like. There's a whole lot of being brave. I don't normally do scrapbooking on a live, as I say, because it takes so long to decide what I like. Are you with me on that? So we've done that size, we've done that size, and then I need some small ones. So I think I'll put these ones to the side because these are quite large ones I've got out, and grab in some of my smaller circle dies, punches. I have got, what's that one? That was 3/4 inch. That's 1 1/4. 1 inch will be good. 1 inch. I still like that. I think I might put that there like that, and then use the strawberry one. Here maybe, or up here, or down here, or maybe a smaller one, an even itty bittier one. So that one, yeah, that's 3/4 inch. That was 1 inch. That was 1 1/4. Yeah, let's try 1 inch and a little one. How's everyone doing? Ah, you're on annual leave. That's excellent. Oh, you like the yellow now it's smaller? Yes, I do too. I have to agree. I think the yellow is not quite so jarring. But I'm thinking maybe move some of these around. I'm not quite sure. I think I need another strip of pattern paper here, which is what I had on my little sketch that I made. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise with those punches. But I think what I need to do before I make any more decisions is bring in my title. So I thought about the mini alphabet dies. And so have you seen them? They are brilliant. I absolutely love it. What have I done with them? Here they are. The mini alphabet dies. Love these. I've been using them all the time. So they come as one piece like this. So you could cut out a whole sheet of letters that come out then separately in each colour that you want. And they have all the special symbols here in 2 pieces as well. So what I've been doing is I'll cut myself out a sheet in a certain colour, and I'll put all the letters into a little cello bag so that I've got them there. And the ones I use, and then I keep the rest for another time. So I cut some out in the Coastal Cabana, and I cut some out in the Real Red. But we have all got other colours to choose from as well. We could use this colour, or we could use the green. or we could use the red, which is what I'm going to look at now. I don't know what my title's going to be. So we could just have, so I'm going to make a space here. Excuse me, Alfie. Shush. There's a delivery man and he can see him through the window. So, shush, Alfie, sit down. Sit down. I want to shut the window while I'm live. The blind when I'm live, I think. So, but I do like the natural daylight. So I was thinking of using the title Sweet. So I think we get 2 E's. I can find them all. I've got 2 A's there. There's an E. Because not only are the strawberries sweet, but he was super sweet. Oops. Right, here we go. So sweet. We've got 2 E's, but I can't pick them up. Sweet. So I could have put strawberry picking. I could have put anything on there. Right, let's pick those letters up. I could put sweet boy. There we go. So I just popped it all back in. Put that to the side. Put that to the side. So we know what we've got. So that's our title. Now I want a bit of pattern paper along here. I feel like something. Now I did like that green. Is that what's on the back of the rainbows? And just a tiny little, almost like a piece of washi tape. I think that's going to be a bit much. I think maybe, I don't want raindrops. I've got all the big clouds. We don't need those. We don't need those big clouds. Maybe a little bit of that because it's going to kind of blend in with the colour, even though it was a sunny day. Right, I'm going to move my layout over there a second. The rain at the bottom of that page. What a good piece of paper. I love it. So I'm going to cut off a piece that's just about 1 inch. Probably won't need that much. Maybe 1/2 inch. I just wish we had washi. Although if I do 1/2 inch, you can't tell it's clouds. Guys, do you use washi tape? I think we need to use more of it. We do bring it in randomly in catalogues, but then it doesn't seem to last for long. I don't think people buy it like they used to. So I've got a piece here, I think. On my sketch, I decided I needed something here. But maybe not. Maybe not. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start sticking things down where I want them to go. And then I can get a general idea of everything. Now I've got a tip for you regarding adhesive. So, you know how I love my Tombow? Absolutely love my Tombow. And I love my Stampin' Seal. Well, when it comes to scrapbooking, I'm for something entirely different. This is a HEMA tape runner. And it is temporary. So you can run these glue dots onto the back of your bits and pieces. And it's temporary. So you can move things around without ripping it. And then, I'm not sure, I think it eventually goes permanent. But what I tend to do is go back in later on and make sure everything's stuck down properly and use my seal to make sure. Because I don't want to come back in sort of 6 months, a year time and it all coming apart. But I do love it because I change my mind about where things are going to go on my page constantly. So if I stuck it all down, I'd be very upset if I couldn't move it around. So first thing I'm going to do is put some of this temporary glue. oops, on here. Like this. Yeah. And you'll see, because I'll keep moving it around to get exactly where I want it to be, or I'll put it all down and not be happy with it, and then I'll have to move it. Right, and that's going to go on there. Oh my goodness, we have suns. Did you even know about the suns? I didn't know about the suns. Oh, I could have used those somewhere. I'm sure I will. So many pieces in this pack. So pop that on there. Let's move that bit. Here we go. This is going to go on. So I might even have it too far over. As you can see, I wanted white space here, but I've got a bit too much, I think. So easy done. You just lift it like that and bring it over. Makes life easy. Adhesive is such a personal thing, I think. Alfie, that man is still there with his van. Please do not bark. Oh, he's driven away. Hooray. Right, okay. So next we're going to put this big panel down. Like that. I'm loving it. I think this is fun. I would never have used these bold flowers before, but you've helped me go for it. Thank you. This one's going to go in like that. Before I put that one down, I'm going to make my shelf so I know that I've got the photo in the right place. So this one's going to go along. Now, I think I might cut it on the end here, because like I said, when I decided on my sketch, I only had this kind of shelf going some of the way across the page. So I want to see this paper. So I'll pop it there. So I'm going to put little bits, and as I say, I'll go back in with my seal if there's any that looks like it's threatening to not be very well glued. That's what I will do. There we go. That's like that. So now I've got that down. Let me have a look at my twine. So I've got the 3 colour pack that's part of the hot air balloon suite. Let's have a look. I'm not sure actually, because these are completely different colours, aren't they? This yellow is nice, but it's a bit light. The blue is not in it, and neither is this pink. So, I mean, the yellow would go nicely, but I think it's raining again here, you know. It's miserable. But I think I might go with either some linen thread, or I've got the Baker's Twine Essential packs with the different colours in. So I do like this. I like this straw colour in the photograph, and that might work with it. I think it will. I think we're going to go with that. Look how much I've pulled out of my stash today. Actually, it's just one pack of paper, isn't it? So this is going to go here. Now, I could easily glue this round the back, or I could just tape it and then tie a bow, which is what I'll do. Now, before I actually do anything, I'm going to decide if I want to back my piece of white with another colour. So I'm going to move my sweet letters, bring in a piece of 12 by 12 Poppy Parade cardstock, because my idea was I might actually have it like this and cut this down so I have a little border, or use the Coastal Cabana. So that might work. Yes, I think that's it. So I'm going to move the Poppy Parade out of the way. I'm going to take this one off because I'll need to recenter it. Pop it there. And all I'm going to do is take 1/2 inch off 2 sides. So I get a little strip. So if I take 1/2 inch off the side, it's not going to be enough to worry about. And 1/2 inch off the other side. And then I'll have a 1 inch border around my page, like that, which I really like. So I'm going to, actually I'm not going to stick that down because I'm going to bring in my twine. So just recenter this one. It needs to go up, doesn't it? Bring in the photo so we know where we're at. Recenter that one. Oh no, I had that right. That's good. Right, pop this one on. Now the dog stood there looking at the door of my craft room and looking back at me as if to say, come on, let me out. So he's very good at letting himself in, but he can't let himself out. He doesn't have opposable thumbs. So I am going to add some of this on. Now, I could wind it all the way around, but I think it'll be easier to tie this way if I just... Oh, these are not my ribbon scissors. Can you tell? Where are you? Do you guys have ribbon scissors? Do tell me, or is it just me? But mine get so blunt with the paper that I keep a pair just for ribbon, and they were all marked. So, and if anybody goes near them, it's like, don't touch my ribbon scissors. Don't touch my fabric scissors type thing. Oh dear. I've got a little reel of washi here, and I'm going to tape it around the back of the white. I can't see a comment because this blessed thing is still giving me a circle of doom. So do let me know if you can still see me and I'm still live, because I could have been jabbering away for the last half an hour to nobody, which would be quite amusing, but probably wouldn't. I do talk to myself a lot, but even so. I'm going to put a bit of washi tape on the back to hold it down, and you won't see that. And then pull it there. I like the idea of a little shelf. Yeah, let me know, Sam or Brenton or Linny or Shaz or anybody who might be watching. Please tell me if I'm still live. Right, so we got that on there. I can pop my photo on. I think it's about time I put that on there now. I'll just put that on. There he is. We had such a lovely day, and I think, you know, what children are like. You spend most of the day eating more than you take home. So we've got that. I can stick this actual one down as well. Still live for you. So Sam says she's tried a second pair for ribbon, but they've been used for cutting paper as well. You need to get another pair or try again. I did exactly the same, Sam. I think we're all guilty of just grabbing the nearest ones instead of hunting around. But now what I've done is, because of exactly that, I've put an old charm on it. Well, an old charm. Somebody made me a scissor charm. Look at that. It says hand stamped, and I use it on my scissors. It's actually come off, hasn't it? And a ribbon, so I can't miss it. And I keep them both together so that I won't have to search. There you go. And I also keep the little cover on those ones to make it really hard for me to use them. Then where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, so we're getting there. We are getting there. I thought this was going to take me hours, this we're on 49 minutes, so it's quite a while, but you know, we're normally on for an hour. So I think we're going to pop this one in here. I've got the rainbows. I was going to pop up here. I wanted some smaller ones, but I was confused about what I wanted. So we'll put our title on. So I made this area for my title, so it's not kind of floating around in nowhere. Just put the letters down for now. Now, what I could have done, which would have been quite useful, was cut them out using the self-adhesive sheets, but then they would have all been sticky. So I think this is the easiest way for these tiny little dies. Okay, so we've got sweet. And then I'm going to put my piece of twine here. A nice like bowy bit. That makes sense. Okay. Oop. Like that. So we've got a bit more texture going on the page. Probably won't have it all that long, but I'll leave it like that for now. Because these loops are a bit big for me, so I'll probably bring it in a little bit. And chop those off at the end. So now I know where my title's going. I can think about more little circle bits. So I've got the strawberries, sweet, and maybe, where's my really small ones? So I've got a 3/4 inch. So I've got my arm in the shot. I'm just making sure I use the small pieces that I've got left instead of going into a new one for the circle bits. Oh yes, I forgot we've got this. Rainbows were on the back, not rainbows, suns were on the back, weren't they? So I think we need to bring a little bit more of that pink in. Got a tiny one. Oh, I was going to put a strip along here, wasn't I? Brain isn't working. Don't know if we need it though. I think my original idea was to have it so it looked like a bit of washi tape. I don't have any. We don't have any current washi tape, and I can't really make it look like washi tape. That might work. That might work. Just chop a bit off. Yeah. This kind of frames it a little bit. So when my youngest, this 16-month-old who is now 16 years old, when he was a baby and I was scrapbooking a lot then, that was probably when I really started scrapbooking, was, I mean, I was scrapbooking before that, but I wasn't doing it as much. So I did him a whole baby book of his first year of life. The other two, I mean, I got loads of scrapbook pages of Sarah, lots and lots and lots of pages of her. I've got quite a few pages for my middle boy, lots of him, loads. And I made a mini book of him when he was born. Yeah, but I didn't do, you know, like a first year whole album. So to be fair, most of our, I can't speak this afternoon, most of our kids' pages are random, if that makes sense. They're not in a his album or a her album, only Jacob's first year. So I definitely need to go back and make them into proper kind of chronological albums. I'm desperately trying to use this story circle and it's not working. I'm going to take it out of the equation completely. But I like the little suns and I might do a couple of them. So I've got quite a few albums and I think I might need to have to go back. But I don't know about you, but I have got so many ideas. I want to do an album for each of them for their first year at least. And also I want to do a family history album too. That sounds like something that will be fun. I'm wondering, what size is this one? 1.5. Oh, that's just 1/2 inch. Is that a 1 inch? I should have a 3/4 inch. So that's a 1 inch. That's a 3/4 inch. So I have the 3/4 inch and the 1/2 inch. Just deciding what I'm doing with it all. So I think I've got a nice little gap here. Do you see this gap? That's where my date is going to go. I'm going to write the date here. And I think I'm almost done. I've got a little bit of faffing about to do to make it how I want it to be. But I'm almost done. And I think what I would probably do then is go back, finish it off a little bit and pop it. And once it's finished, pop it on my Instagram or my social media. So this page, this bit here is for my journaling. I'm going to write here. I might actually even put a little tag behind and it will be a hidden journaling spot. And I can talk about our lovely day fruit picking at Peterlee Manor Farm. Or I might type it out here and put it on. And I will show you when it's finished. But here is where our date's going to be. Right here, and I've got some date stamps, so that's probably what I'm going to use for that. So I'm just going to carry on. Now, glue-wise, I have this really old glue because I have run out of, we've got a really good ultrafine tip glue. It's a glue, which should be great for my letters. I have run out, so I'm using this really old glue that is disgusting, and I've had it for decades until I get a new one. Because it was only when I came back to scrapbooking quite recently and I realised I didn't have good glue for my little letters. So that's what I'm using until it comes. Who else uses a fine tip glue applicator? Anyone? Dog is whining at the door. You said you'll try that with the Nexus. Oh, you mean the scissors? Right, there we go. Sweet. But this one is obviously way older than a year. He's a year and 4 months. So this won't go in his first year album. And when I did Jacob's first year album, it was so long ago. So he was born in 2007. Was he born in 2007? 2007. I'm going to have to let the dog out. I don't think I'd even ever heard of Stampin' Up in 2007. But I will show you. No, I hadn't. I think my first contact with Stampin' Up was 2010. Oh, he's come back in. Honestly. So yeah, it was a completely different kind of thing I was doing with my scrapbook pages, but maybe if it's around, I could show you my... Do you want to see Jacob's first album? Gosh, it would be very different. Yeah, I think I'm going to write here. So we've got sweet. Okay, adhesive time. Make sure all the elements are glued into position where you want them to go. You can always change them around if you use a temporary glue. But make sure, oh, that's nice as well, isn't it? Make sure that when you glue it down, it's stuck. So I was, John's our oldest boy. He has his graduation last week. Can't believe it. It's amazing. I'm so super proud of him. And we took lots and lots and lots of photographs. And I was thinking of scrapbooking those, but I actually will need to sit down and really think about those, because you know when you really have some special photographs that you want to do them proud. So I need to really choose them carefully and choose the papers and decide. I can go there. So, oop. On there. So I'm just dotting little circles around, and it kind of brings all those colours in together. Yeah. I might put a bit of red next to the bow, because I think that would be quite nice, but a slightly bigger one. So that's that one. That's the 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. This one. So if I bring that down there, put that one there. Ooh, stop it. Yeah, then it'll balance out, won't it, if I'm writing all across. Yeah, I think this is going to be so nice. So I haven't really stuck this down very well, and that's on purpose. So let's make sure it's now stuck. So I've never really, I think once or twice I've done a live with a scrapbook page, but it's very hard. I've never done it on the fly. So I hope you have enjoyed it. Yeah, this is going to be, I still have to finish it off. I need to write the words. I need to put the date. It's really important. Those are one of the most important things you can put on your page. More important than your papers is writing about what it is. When we're all dead and gone and somebody inherits this scrapbook, I want them to be able to look back and see who the person was in the photograph, not that we've forgotten. So I will write who it was, the date, and where we were and what we were doing. But that's today's page. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just a little bit of fun to show you how you can use all your Stampin' Up goodies to scrapbook with, just as easily as you can your card making. Now I'm just going to have a look and see if I've got, I don't think I've got Jacob's album around. Is anybody interested in looking at it? Do tell me. Oh, I just shut myself down on the YouTube. Maybe if I come back in, I'll see myself anyway. Thank you, Sam. No, I've still got a swirl. I think our internet connection is really poor today. Oh, here it is. I have a cupboard with one of the little inserts has has albums in it. So thank you, Lily. That's very kind. She says she loves the page and good to see the process as we all do things differently. We do, don't we? So this was my process. I started off because otherwise I will take hours on knowing where to put my papers. So all I wanted to work out was how I was going to layer my papers, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to bring it out. Now, there's not Stampin' Up papers because I was nothing to do. I never heard of it. So this is, look, it's even got a bit dirty, this album, and I have no idea whether things will still be glued down. I haven't opened it. Look, I've even got bits in the bottom. So I will show you what we've done. And there'll be pages. Hello. Thanks, Linda. I'm so glad you joined us. There will be pages that have... Oh, there are pages in here that have not finished, I remember. And I also remember there are pages in here where I've taken photographs out for a different purpose. Oh, it's upside down. That's it. And this is also an old-fashioned post-bound scrapbook album. Oh, look. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, this could be a trip down memory lane, so maybe here. So what I've done here is I've used red cardstock and I have cut letters out in paper on, I had a Cricut machine, the first Cricut machines, and nowhere near as fancy as what you get now. They didn't cut vinyl or anything like that. I think they did actually, but we never did that. It was mostly for paper cutting. And I've got the designer series papers. I do remember these. These were basic grey, and I cut them out. And there are Sarah and John. John is now 22. He'll be 23 this year. And Sarah's 25. Yeah, waiting. And I've called it Lady in Waiting. Yeah, estimated delivery date, the 19th of March 2007. He was actually born on his delivery date. So yeah, so the whole thing, you could see there, in labour, the clock. I had to use rub-ons. This was more cutting out with a Cricut. He was born on his due date. And this is a little leaflet that I've just made out of a piece of designer series paper and put the journaling inside it. But then I've used a rub-on here for that quote, time is too slow for those who wait. Yeah, and I really like it. And what I've done, which I really like, and I might do more of this, I try to use my handwriting where I can these days because I've got over the fact that I don't like my handwriting, because I think about those things about handing an album down and somebody being interested in what your handwriting was like, but I still like the idea of having a nice and neat printed things. You forgot about rub-ons. Me too. Look, I've put another one down here, the same one. I'd use an embossing folder. Hello, Daddy. There's all the counting fingers and toes. So it's very, very basic because I was just using a lot of cardstock with some simple pattern papers. Coming home. Look at that. So yeah, you can see how my style has changed completely. Meet your family. Look at it. That's incredible, isn't it? 5 days old, I'd written on there. But you can see, so this is today's layout. And this is back when he was born. But really interestingly, you can see how important it is to write these things down, because I've written that was when he was, this is the date, and he was 5 days old. And we wouldn't have known that, but just by looking at it. So, with his grandparents. Yeah, newborn 1 month. And then when he went on his very first holiday, oh my goodness, look at that. More pattern papers are coming in here with more techniques. And yeah, I was that mother. The poor child. In October at Halloween, got his first ice cream. So yeah, I mean, this was how things have changed. But you know what, you can make a great scrapbook page and all you need is cardstock papers and a way to cut out a title, really. I even wrote what his, on the computer, what his favourite first foods were. Playing with the kids, so much loving. They still adore him. Look at that. And that was his first one when he started crawling. First baths. Well, that wasn't his first bath, actually. He sat up in the bath there. but bath time. And yeah, Santa visit when he went to see Father Christmas. His very first birthday cake. This poor child, what a photograph. A little extra icing makes the birthday more enticing. And then with his friends. These are the people we went strawberry picking with in that other photograph that I was scrapbooking today. Yeah. Yeah, so that was it. That's right up until his first birthday. So that was Jacob's very first scrapbook album, and you can see how things have changed. You can see how my scrapbooking style has changed, but I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still using pretty papers to tell a story so that I can look in an album and remember all those lovely, wonderful memories, and I'm just using cardstock and pattern papers to do it. Look at this old photo of him in the snow. That's amazing. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like these sunny days papers that I've used all throughout today's layout, they are free with Saleabration. So if you spend £45 or more in my online shop, you can choose those for free. Oh, there's lots of different choices you can choose. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, Linny. That's very kind of you. So many lovely memories, aren't they? Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed scrapbooking with me today or just watching along. If you're watching me live, I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much. If you're watching from the future, do say hello and say that you've watched from the future, and let me know if you've ever scrapbooked or what kind of scrapbooking you do like to do. And please consider subscribing. I will see you with a pre-recorded video on Friday, and I look forward to that, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Thank you for joining me. You'll find all the links that you need in the description box below. I won't tell anyone, Lynn, if you don't. She says she's finished lunch, but she's still sneakily watching. Well, I'm going to let you off now because I have to go too. All right, see you soon, guys. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.